Hi, I'm Traynor. I'm Platform Strategy Director with Envision Technology Solutions. I'm responsible for looking after the roadmap of all of our solutions. And I'm also past president of ISMAP and was one of the founders of the European ISMAP meeting. Today I'm going to talk to you a bit about where Datavision, our publication planning solution that a lot of you will use with client companies, is moving into the future and some of the changes that you can see that are coming. Datavision is 15 years old this year, which in technology terms obviously is quite mature, to say the least. So we are moving Datavision, along with all the other solutions, onto an entirely new web-based platform. So I want to give you an update on what's coming with that and what that means for publication planners and communication professionals. So very briefly, what is this new platform we're moving to? Well, it is a web-based platform across the whole of medical affairs, purpose-built to do that, and will help manage publications, share material across the enterprise and wider, manage medical information requests, external research requests such as IITs and medical education requests, HEOR study programs, and the clearance of all of that material before it goes external from the pharma company. And within that, obviously, Datavision is one of the core components in terms of publication planning and management. So, what does that all mean to someone who is saying, well, okay, that's nice, but I'm a publication professional, I work in Datavision, what's going to change for me? So what I wanted to take you through is look at some of the information that would be really valuable to us in terms of developing publication and communication plans. So the core of that obviously is the clinical data program, what's coming out from the clinical program. That's already available within Datavision and other tools in terms of feeds from the clinical trial systems. What else would be really valuable to us in terms of making broader value publication plans and programs? So some of the information and some of the questions that I think would be interesting for us to know the answers to. Which publications that we put out are being cited? Where are they being cited and how they're being used? Which ones are getting attention in terms of social media or downloads or views put on people's blogs, that sort of thing? What questions are physicians asking related to the products that we actually do these publications on? You know, are there gaps in their knowledge that we could help fill with further publications or more focus on that? Are there gaps within the data that possibly external researchers could be focused on? And can we actually help with that and maybe help those actually publish their data and communicate that out wider? HEOR studies, you know, HEOR becoming ever more important in the pharma industry. You know, payers and government bodies want to know how much things cost. So information around that very useful in terms of the broader communication plan. And also, importantly though, which of the publications are being used internally? Because, you know, a publication might be getting no citations at all, but the medical sales, the medical team out there in the field might be being asked all the time by physicians, and they're using particular publication all the time. So that's as important as some of these external measures as well. So currently, how are we finding this information before the new advent of new platforms? What are we doing at the moment and what we've been doing for the last few years? Well, it's been a bit of a maze at times, I think, and processes vary across different pharma companies and different areas. But generally, there's a lot of different systems where this information is held, or it might not be in a system, but it's on some Excel sheet. A lot of different gatekeepers of information, so very difficult, and a lot of non-valued time work to try and find the answers to this. So, how will this new version of Datavision and the new iEnvision platform help you to actually get this information in a much more cohesive manner and actually spend more time on strategically important activities rather than chasing around for information? Well, if we look at these questions we asked, the fact that you'll be able to look at the library, look at Scopus data within that library coming in will be very valuable for looking at citations and seeing what's being cited at a glance from your desktop where you're working. Similarly, we're putting altmetrics.com data into library and into Datavision, so you can see at a glance the impact the publications are having that have been put out in the last year or so. The medical information tool will be able to feed in terms of frequently asked questions that are not being answered, or frequently asked questions that are leading to a custom question. So people are actually having to say, okay, We're being asked this question all the time. We don't have an answer in the current literature. Are there other publications we can put through? We can feed in things from an IIT or other external research request, feed that into the publication program and see how that will work. Similarly with HEOR, and then also see how the teams are actually using these publications that we're putting out. So all of this together should really help us as a publication planner, publication professional, work out, okay, we're sitting at our desk, we're trying to plan publications, we can see what clinical trials we've got, but where else are the publications being used? What gaps are they? And really try and bring everything into one place for you within that. So essentially, the new version of Datavision and the new version on iEnvision will really allow you to answer and act on 3 questions. What information is available to inform my decisions? Based on who you are, your role, that sort of thing. What do I need to do? What tasks have I got within the day-to-day, but also within planning broader? And then what's going on in my world, my areas of responsibility, see how the publications are being used, where they're going, and where they're being tracked. So in summary, to be able to plan, act, and monitor will be coming. And say Datavision onto iEnvision is being rolled out from 2018 to 2020, depending on clients' preferences. I'm sure that for a lot of the medical writers and publication planners, there'll be a lot of training programs and communication coming around that. Thank you.